Hello, everybody.
And what about the plate? I plan on getting a plate here in Michigan, and while I'm in the process of immigration.
That case has been dismissed.
Ese caso se ha declarado sin lugar.
¿Cómo que sin lugar? ¿No funciona?
What do you mean that it's dismissed? It's not working, or I'm not understanding.
There is no case anymore.
Que ya no hay caso.
I just want you to listen.
Ya no existe. Ese.
You know you're my little lawyer.
I can hear you, sir.
Yes,
You
Your
can
Honor. Se desestimó el caso, señor.
That was part of your plea agreement. They dismissed that case. They closed it.
Declararon sin lugar o cerraron ese caso. Eso fue parte del convenio declaratorio.
Hello.
You owe nothing on that.
Okay.
No deben nada en este, Your Honor.
Miss Massey, I am in the middle of a court hearing. Can I conduct this hearing?
I was supposed to be in the middle of a hearing too.
Miss Massey, I am in the middle of a hearing. Give me a moment so I can finish this case so I can call the other cases. But I can finish this case while I can't hear the interpreter. I'm sorry, Ms. Hernandez.
No problem.
Yes, I totally lost my train of thought, Your Honor. I apologize.
I just want him to understand he has a payment plan of $50 a month and the plate ticket is gone. There is no case on that.
Okay. Solamente quiero que usted entienda que usted tiene un plan de pagos de $50 mensuales y el caso de la placa ya no existe.
Okay.
Ya se desestimó o se declaró, se desechó, señor.
All right, so you're all set.
Está
Ms.
listo.
Massey also cannot smoke in court.
Oh,
All right. I'm taking them in the order they were given to me, so just sit tight. This is
Ya se puede ir, señor. Thank you, Your Honor.
2412.
¿Pago aquí?
You're all set.
No, señor. Tiene que bajar en la cuenta. Your Honor, he's asking if he pays right here. I said, no, you have to go down to the cashier.
Down to the cashier.
Okay,
Baje a
thank
la
you.
caja.
And they have, Ms. Hernandez, they have a line that the clerks can call to get an interpreter on the phone to assist in that, just so he's aware.
All right, Your Honor, I will definitely tell him that. Señor, cuando usted llama para hacer sus pagos allí con los dependientes, tienen un teléfono específico con intérpretes disponibles para que le ayuden a usted a hacer sus pagos, realizarlos.
Está bien, muchas gracias. Que tengan buen día.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much and have a good day.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Okay, this is 241287, the People versus Brian Brown.
Morning, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Mr. Brown. Waive reading of the complaint, stand mute. He's going to plead to impaired and also he's going to plead responsible, no proof of insurance. The other matters be dismissed. That's it.
All right, Mr. Brown, did you understand all of that?
I'm sorry, say that again, ma'am. I can't hear you.
Did you understand all of that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so this is being reduced down to an operating while visibly impaired. That's a misdemeanor in Michigan. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail, a fine of up to $300, 360 hours of community service, and 4 points on your license. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice of rights form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, I do.
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on that form?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Mr. Brown, you understand that if you enter a plea of guilty, you'll be waiving those trial rights. There will be no trial of any kind.
I understand, ma'am.
Okay, and you understand that if you are on probation or parole and you enter a plea of guilty, it could be a violation of your conditions.
Yes, I do understand, ma'am.
Okay, and are you a citizen of the United States, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, knowing all of that, sir, how do you plead to the reduced charge of operating while visibly impaired?
Yes, ma'am.
Guilty or not guilty?
Huh? I'm sorry.
How do you plead to operating while visibly impaired? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay, has anyone forced you to get you to plea? Has
No.
anyone forced you? Okay, has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Sir, were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Taylor on May 27th of 2024?
Yes, I was, ma'am.
And while you were operating that motor vehicle, sir, was your license, I'm sorry, strike that. Had you had anything to drink prior to operating that motor vehicle?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
What'd you have?
I had a couple drinks. I was at a friend's birthday party and I had a couple drinks, ma'am.
Did those drinks affect your ability to operate a motor vehicle?
Yes, it did, ma'am.
And how so?
Well, I mean, I got pulled over. I had hit the curve and my tire, well, the tire had went flat. And when I had got pulled over, the police when they pulled up, I was intoxicated.
All right, you probably wouldn't have hit that curb if you weren't intoxicated. Is that fair?
You say what, ma'am? I'm sorry.
If you had not been intoxicated, you probably would not have hit the curb, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Gazicki, are you satisfied with the factual basis?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. Mr. Brown, you will have to be assessed by the probation department. So within the next 7 to 10 days, you'll receive notification from them for you to come in and be interviewed. If you do not receive the notification within the next 7 to 10 days, it is your responsibility to contact the court. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and while this case is pending, you have $1,000 personal bond, which means you don't have to post any money. All right, these are your bond conditions. You are to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. You cannot purchase or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You may be subject to testing.
Yes, ma'am.
And you cannot operate a motor vehicle without a valid license. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Brown. Lastly, the ticket for refusal to comply with the preliminary breath test has been dismissed as the plea. That leaves us no proof of insurance. That's a 0-point ticket, but it has a fine of $165. To that allegation, how do you plead? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Okay, I'll accept that plea, and that's a fine of $165, and that'll just roll in when you come back for sentencing on the drunk driving, okay?
Okay. I thought you said a drunk driving.
The operating while visibly impaired.
Okay, it's the same thing, drunk driving.
Same thing. It's a fancy term for drunk driving, right?
Yes.
All right, so you'll hear from the probation department to continue with that process, sir.
Can I ask you about I have a job now. How is it a restriction on my license to get back and forth for work?
You have to contact Secretary of State about that.
I got to go up to the Secretary of State.
Yeah, that's with the Secretary of State, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, you're all set, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
All right, have a good day. Miss Ford, are you there?
Well, I reported the police.
Yes,
so
I'm here.
All right, this is 241279, the people versus Demetria Ford.
Give me my stuff.
Mr. Kazicki, you're muted.
Morning, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Ms. Ford. Waive reading, stand mute. She's going to plead guilty to larceny under 771.1, Your Honor.
You understand all that, ma'am?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, so there's a plea offer to you for larceny. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500 or 3 times the value of the property. That's the maximum. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, and the prosecutor's offering you this plea with an agreement for 12 months, basically 12 months of probation, and then that would be under 771.1, which would keep it from being a permanent public record. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right, and did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice of rights form?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on that advice of rights form?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, you understand that if you enter a plea of guilty, you'll be waiving those trial rights. There will be no trial of any kind.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you understand if you are currently on probation or parole and you enter a plea of guilty, it could be a violation of your conditions.
Yes, I understand.
And are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. Knowing all of that, how do you plead to the charge of larceny?
Guilty.
Has anyone forced you to get you to plead?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, were you in the city of Taylor on 5/22/24?
Yes.
And did you go into JCPenney on that day?
Yes.
And what did you do on that day that would make you guilty of larceny?
I went in there, I picked 2 baby items and one woman's apparel item and I didn't pay. And that's what made me guilty of larceny.
All right, and did you do that with the intent to deprive the owner of that property?
I'm sorry, what again?
You meant to keep that stuff that you didn't pay for, right?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry.
All right, are you satisfied, Mr. Gazicki?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. Ma'am, you're being referred to probation for a pre-sentence interview. And you will receive notice from them within the next 7 to 10 days. If you do not receive notice, you must call the court because it is your responsibility to make sure you get here. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, and your bond conditions while this case are pending is you have $1,000 personal bond. That means you don't have to post any money. You are to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number, and you can't have any contact with JCPenney or Southland Mall. Understood?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, we'll see you back on your date of sentencing. Watch your mail.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Yep, thanks for being patient today. All right, this is 240854, the people versus Lamika Massey.
Morning, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Ms. Massey. Waive reading of the complaint, stand mute. Oh, there's no arraignment here, I'm sorry. We're requesting an adjournment. There was a discovery order entered. I believe it came in, but we had not had the opportunity to review it yet.
All right, you understand all of that, Miss Massey?
Yes.
So we'll give you a short adjournment so that your attorneys have a chance to look at the discovery in this case, so they can give you legal advice, okay?
Wait a minute, because I need my license. I have been in mental institutions. I have been in I need my license today. I done waited the 90
That
days.
ain't happening. That's not happening. I am not the Secretary of State. You need to contact Secretary of State. I don't make determinations about whether or not people get their licenses. There are statutes involved and you need to contact your Secretary of State to find out what your status is, okay?
What do I supposed to say to the Secretary of State?
I mean, you're supposed to ask them what the status of your license is.
Well, I have a chauffeur enhanced license and I need to get that today.
Okay, well, give them a call.
So I
I
just
don't have anything to do with your license, ma'am. You need to contact Secretary of State.
okay.
All right, we're all set. We'll send you notice of your next court date, okay?
So I can get my license back or do I get a permit or something?
Call Secretary of State and find out what your status is.
Is my license what is my license?
I don't know. Call Secretary of State.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You're welcome, Miss Massey.
What you need? Did you get a post?
My life just wouldn't be the same without you guys in it, and I appreciate every single one of you. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.